little explanation of what we just did on this one. So number 14, I drew my triangle, my isosceles triangle. These two sides are equal. This is my base. So I just wrote down what the paper told me. Since these two sides are equal, I set them equal. Now I'm going to solve for x. So I moved my 2x, I moved my 3, and x is 5. Now I went back and read my question, and it said, what's the length of the base? Well, here's my base, 2x minus 3. To find the actual length of it, I'm going to plug the 5 in, and you get 10 minus 3, which is 7. So that's number 14. Okay, moving along, number 15. There's one like that, so let's do it. Number 15.
Wait, is there one like 14?
Yes, yeah. So number 15, let me just draw my triangle. Oh, that was terrible. This is equal, this is y. These are equal. This is 46, and this is x. If this is 46, what's this going to be? 46, okay. Now, I can figure, let's just look at the big triangle. Forget about the two small triangles in there. The big triangle. If this is 46 and this is 46, how can I figure out that big angle? Subtract all that from 180, right? What is 180 minus 46 minus 46? Can anybody tell me? I don't have a calculator.
Negative 180.
No, you're going to take 180 and subtract 46 and subtract 46 again. And do y'all get 88?
88.
Yeah. Does everybody understand why I did that? No. Look at the big triangle. This big angle plus this one should add to 180. So to find out what this missing angle is, I would take 180 and subtract these, and it tells me that this is 88. But I know that these two little angles in here are equal. So what are they? If they add to 88 and they're equal? Just divided by 2. What's 88 divided by 2? 44. This one's 44, so what's this one going to be? 44. Any questions so far? I used my big triangle, and now I'm going to my little triangles. So I know that y is 44, so I can look for that on my paper. How do I find out what x is? In this little triangle, I have 46, 44, and x. What are they all going to add up to? 180. So take 180 minus 46 minus 44, that's what I thought, and x is 90 degrees. And y'all, you can't just tell by the way the picture looks. You have to actually have to find it. So what's your answer on that one? Is it C?
Yeah.
Yeah, C. Okay. So there's one like 15. There's one like 16. This is the one y'all were asking about. An A-frame house. The two congruent sides extend from the ground to form a 46-degree angle at the peak. What angle does each side form with the ground? Draw an A-frame house. Did y'all know it looks like this? Yes. And it says the two congruent sides extend from the ground to form a 46-degree angle right here. So what are these two angles going to be?
67.
Okay, well, yeah, they're going to have to be congruent. All right, we do know that. Otherwise, your house is going to be lopsided, and that's going to be awful. Okay, so what is 180 minus 46? Anybody? 180 minus 46. 134. 134. Now let's divide that by 2. Because I have two angles that have to add up to 134, and they're equal. What's 134 divided by 2? What did you say it was? 67. So this one's 67, and this one's 67. Any questions on that? Are we good with that? Yes? No? It's awful? It's kind of the same thing over and over again, huh? That we're doing? Okay. There's one like 17. We're just going to keep going. Number 17. It says, find the value of x. The diagram is not to scale. So let me draw this. They tell me 5x. They tell me these two things are equal. This is 5x minus 30. Okay. What I can tell you is if this one's 5x minus 30, what's this one? because they're equal. Is everybody good with that? This angle right here is also 5x minus 30. Now, based on that information, I really don't know where else to go with that. So obviously they give me this for a certain reason. What do these two angles add up to? 180. Because they form a linear pair, right? A line. So I could write that 5x minus 30 plus 5x equals 180. Look at that. Make sure you don't have any questions. Okay? Anybody not okay with that? I mean, the one on your test, you're going to do the exact same way. I just changed the numbers, okay? But any questions on how I knew that those added up to 180? Okay, we'll just go ahead then. What's 5x plus 5x? 10x minus 30 equals 180. Then what? Add 30. You're right, add 30. So what's 180 plus 30? 210. And then what? Divide by 10. And x is 21. Is that what it asked for? Yes, find the value of x. Okay? Everybody good with that? Let's look at 18. Which one can you prove that angle 1 is equal to angle 2? Using the hypotenuse leg theorem. Which one of those do you know that angle 1 is equal to angle 2 using hypotenuse leg? Number 3. I know I need to charge it. I will in a second. I'll give it a break. It's number 3. Because if this is 90, then that's 90. I know that these are the hypotenuse, and I know that these share a side. Okay, so that would be your hypotenuse leg. That one is not on there. All right. Let me pause for a second. So we said 18's not on there. 19, there's one like it. Y'all, and when I say there's one like it, it doesn't mean like it's exactly the same type of triangle. Or, you know, I think I have one in a second. I'll explain that. So it says, what additional information would you need to prove that this triangle is congruent by hypotenuse leg? What have they given you? They have given you the hypotenuse. Does everybody see that? Yes. So what do we need? We need that one of the legs is congruent. So that's not A, it's not B. Let's look at C. AC and DC. That looks pretty good. This one says AC and BD. That doesn't even make sense, right? Because that's this whole line. So just look at it and see what makes the leg AC and DC on this problem. So 19 is on there. And that one's very similar. But there's one in a second, it's a little different. Y'all stop me if you have a question, please. There's one like 20. I already said there's not one like 21. Okay. What common angle do triangle CDG and triangle FCE share?
Angle C.
Angle C. I mean, you could look at the picture or you can just look at the letters and what do they have in common. Make sure when you answer this, you put angle C. Yes, there is one like this. Okay? But put the angle sign. I want to see that. There's not one like 21. There is one like 22, but the shape of the triangles has changed. So you're just going to have to look at it and see what one of those four things on the board it is. Is it side, angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, or side, side, side? You will have to look at it and see. Okay? This one is side, angle, side. So you would say yes, side, angle, side. The other one, sometimes you may have to use vertical angles or reflexive property to make sure that they're congruent. Does everybody understand that? So they might not show you all of the parts that are congruent. Does ASS work? No. Do not put that on there, okay? Like on this one, what would you say this is missing that we could mark? Vertical angles, okay? So you would mark vertical angles and go from there to decide what it is. Big hint. Okay, big hint. That was 22.
Wait, on that one that you just showed me, could that have been 2 answers though?
Yes. Wait. Yes, it could have been 2 answers. But it could not be the answer they showed you. Does that make sense? Based on what they showed me, that would be angle, side, side. That is not true. But when you make your other mark on there, I see 2 different answers that work. So, and I would take either one. Definitely either one. Okay, and y'all go back on this video and look at that, and that's your test question. So, 23 is on here. It says, are they congruent? Justify your answer. So, can somebody tell me if these are congruent?
Yes.
Side, side, side. What do I know about these 2 sides? They're equal. They're congruent. What do I know about these 2 sides? They're congruent. And what do I know about WY and WY? It's reflexive property. It's congruent. So you could say yes, side, side, side. Another thing you could do is actually like mark this, congruent to itself. And I would see that. And then you would write yes, side, side, side. Everybody good with that one? Some of these are really easy, right?
Is that a contest?
Yeah, that one's on there. But it might have changed. So make sure you check to see what it says. Based on the given information, can you conclude that the triangles are congruent? All right, that's just a whole lot of letters jumbled up together. So I strongly suggest that you draw these 2 triangles, okay? I know there's not a whole lot of room, but actually there's enough right up here above it. So I'm going to draw. This is on the test. I'm going to draw those 2 triangles. It said triangle QRS. I don't know what they look like, but I'll just do this. QRS and triangle TUV. See, if I went this way with QRS, then I want to go this way with TUV. See how I'm making them the same? Okay, and it says QR is congruent to TU. QR and TU. Everybody okay with that mark? Then it says QS and TV. So I'm going to do double marks to show those 2 are equal. And then it says R and U are congruent. R and U. Based on this information, can we conclude that these 2 triangles are congruent?
Yes.
No.
Why? How? Does it say angle, side, angle? Does it say side, angle, side? No. Does it say angle, angle, side?
No.
Does it say hypotenuse, leg?
No.
I don't know if I'm missing one. I can't remember. So what does it give me? ASS.
That's no good.
That's no good. No good. So can you conclude that these triangles are congruent?
No.
No, you cannot.
So not enough information.
No, I would say, yeah, you can say not enough information, or angle, side, side doesn't work. Something along the lines of that, okay? Does that make sense, y'all? Remember to draw your picture. Let's see. There's one like 25. You want me to slow down? Tell me if y'all need me to wait a second. Okay. Number 25 says, explain how you can use side, 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 or all these, whichever one, with the definition of congruent triangles to prove that angle D is congruent to angle B. So basically, which one of these are we going to use? Side, 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 angle, or angle, angle, side? Side, angle, side. Does everybody see that you would mark this one for reflexive property, and you would have side, angle, side? So first you would say side, angle, side, and then what do you say next to prove that D is congruent to B?
Corresponding parts.
Yes, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. That would be the next thing you would want to say. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, I just can't remember what the words are. Corresponding parts.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
Corresponding parts of congruent, I'll slow down. You can use symbols, y'all. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. And that's what it's looking for. First, you're going to say which one of these you used, so you would state it. And then it said, prove that those two angles are equal. So you would just write that next part. Is everybody good with that? Do I need to write anything down for y'all to see that written down?
Is that on the test?
Yes. Okay. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 more on the test.
Can we just do those?
Yeah, number 26 is not on the test. Okay. Oh, y'all can't even see 26. 27 is on the test. Okay. It says, are these two triangles congruent by hypotenuse leg? Yes. Okay, because I have my hypotenuses are equal and that leg is congruent to itself, right? Name the legs that allow that to work. What is the name of that leg? DB or BD, whichever one, okay? So you would say on number 27, you would put yes, and then you would say DB. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Then we have number 28. It is on the test. Okay, just like this. It's fill in the blank. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 little blanks to fill in. Okay, partial credit. Whichever ones you get right, that'll give you partial credit. So they tell us that SD is perpendicular to HT. It's given. All right. They also, I'm going to skip down. Well, no, I'll just go to this. Angle SDH and angle SDT are right angles. How do we know that? That is the definition of perpendicular angles. Or definition of perpendicular. Let's just say that. They're right angles. Does everybody understand that? Definition of perpendicular. So I would write, yep, def of perp. Definition of, and you could write perpendicular or you could even do the little symbol. So that's the first blank. Is everybody good with that one? Why is SH congruent to ST? Because it was given. Look up here. Where does it say that at? Right here. SH is, so you're going to write given for the next one. Everybody good with that? Okay. Now let's keep going. Reflexive property. What in the world is using reflexive property? SD and SD or SD and DS, however you want to do it. I would say SD is congruent to SD. Everybody's good with that? Okay. And if I were you, go through and mark those things. Here, let me draw my triangles because I don't want to mark on my study guide.
Is the last one the corresponding parts?
On this one, I don't think so.
I put HL.
Okay, so I have that those are 90-degree angles. I have that these are congruent and these are congruent. And you can't use angle side side, right? But that's not angle side side. What is it? Hypotenuse leg. Okay, so the last answer is hypotenuse leg. Any questions on that one?
On the test, can we put HL?
Yes, that's what I would put. And y'all, I mean, that one is so very similar. I think they just changed the letters. Okay, it's so similar. So if you would just go over the study guide tomorrow night, like, you could really bring your grades up. Really bring your grades up. Because this test is so similar. Okay, number 29. It says, name a pair of triangles and state whether they are congruent. All right, so what do they want us to do? Maybe let's split these two triangles up. Does everybody see that? Yes? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw the triangle on the left. This is what we did today. And I'm going to draw the triangle on the right. Let me do that. What did I say?
Is this on the test?
Yes, this one's on the test. That's awful, but there we go. That is P, M, N. This is O, P, M. All right. Then it says they give us some information. Y'all can't even see it. Is everybody good with my two triangles that I split up? I just drew them separate. Now, I'm going to mark all of this information that they give me on my triangle. Okay, everybody ready for that? So I will mark NP is congruent to OM. Okay? Then it says MN is congruent to PO. Do I know anything else? You know the third thing is MP is congruent to MP. Look at the letters. Are they the exact same? This line and this line, they're the same thing. So I'm going to mark that. So if I were you, I would draw your pictures, and then how do I prove that those two triangles are congruent? Side, side, side. It says name the pair of triangles, but I mean, look, if you draw them out and I can see the triangles, I'm fine with that. Okay? I just need to see it. Everybody good? Not so bad, what we learned today? Okay, number 30. 29 is on the test. Number 31 is also on the test. Number 31 is short answer. So they're not going to give you the blanks to fill in, okay? Let's go over it. I think it's very, very similar. So if you go over 31 a couple times tomorrow night, you'll do just fine. It says we're going to do our statement and our reason. And if you want to do a paragraph proof or a flow proof, they do all kinds. Well, you can do whatever kind you want. The first thing I'm going to write is BC is congruent to EC, and I'm going to write given. And I'm going to write AC is congruent to DC, and I'm going to write given. And y'all, that's already a couple of our points. Does everybody understand that? Surely we get that part. And then you're going to mark that on your triangles. So I'm going to mark BC and EC, AC and DC. Then it says, all right, let's keep going. What's another thing I can tell looking at my triangle? The vertical angles. So the vertical angles, and then I'm going to write them. Vertical angles. They are angle BCA is congruent to angle ECD. That's basically C and C, right? Is everybody good with that? Okay. So, are the two triangles congruent?
Yes.
By what? Oh, let me draw that on my picture. Very good. Side angle side. So, there's another point there. By side angle side, my triangles are congruent. Just make sure that you write the triangles correct. So, if I'm starting with B, then C, then A, then what do I start with over here? I went 1, angle 2. ECD. Because see how I went with side 1 and then 2? Then I need to do that. Go with side 1 and then side 2. So ECD. Okay, so I've said everything but the last part. Then, what am I trying to prove? Look on number 31. What's the thing it says prove? BA. Okay, so I'm going to write that. BA is congruent to ED. And how do I know that? That's the last thing I'm trying to prove. Even if you get to this point, you've earned almost all your credit. Okay? But what is this reason? There you go. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay? Even if you miss something, write what you can to earn your partial credit. How do we feel about this test? I really think y'all are ready for it.